All right, so we're going to talk about the most defining games of this gen.
I mean, can we introduce ourselves?
PS4?
It's like 2013 to now.
2013 and
Yeah, we should totally introduce ourselves so people know who's talking.
Okay.
So I'm Matthew.
I'm Michael.
Okay.
I'm Ryan. Go ahead.
I'm Christopher H. Davis. You know what H stands for going hard?
Does it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Why does it stand for going hard? Wouldn't it be just hard? Because
Well,
Starts with
you got to
G.
go hard to go hard.
Got you.
you gotta go hard to go hard.
Okay, then. What was the subject matter?
Video games.
Video games. All right. All right. So most defining games. So this doesn't necessarily mean favorite. It doesn't necessarily mean best. It just means the most defining games. What defined the last 7 years of gaming? Games that were pillars of gaming.
Well, I'm going to have to start with the obvious and start with Destiny. I feel like Destiny was the first game that was oh, this is next gen. This is next gen. This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Peak gaming right here.
That's the number one thing.
Pinnacle of gaming right here.
Look at that Titan. Look at my Titan.
I just couldn't, I don't know. It was just weird, too, especially playing it later on, doing raids and shit, and then it was just kind of surreal. Younger kids were on there, and I was like, damn, I could not fathom playing something like this, in middle school. I would never have thought about playing something like this. I was like, this is different. This is new. I was like, this is next.
There was nothing like that when we were,
I was like, this is so next.
I remember when the beta came out, and I was like, damn, this is pretty cool.
Well, it also defined, games as a service. Which is, a thing that happened this gen. That's, the big thing,
it changed the
right?
landscape of gaming.
And, we have so many games that are it's when I explain something, it's it's kind of like Destiny.
Yeah.
And so, you have to, explain it like that now.
Yeah.
And it has, that is a definition, right?
Yeah.
That's, the thing that I think of.
It defines how that game plays.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at that game on a competitive level, when people are certain weapons are good, and then they add things like orbs, boost, it's trying to basically speed up the process of the game being finished, or it's giving you basically 15 million supers in a game, and then, a hunter's good if he uses this type of
you have whole armor sets depending on what missions you're doing, and and it's very MMO, but it also is. It's not so bullshit where you have to dedicate all your time to it.
No, you can literally play the game and just chill.
Yeah,
really.
You can play the game how you want to, and it was but it also had the super in-depth stuff like Ryan was talking about, where it's the raids, and so when the first raid came out for Destiny, it legitimately changed
the game.
It changed people couldn't beat that shit for the first day.
No.
And it was a thing. It was an event. It took people 6 hours to figure out how the fuck to beat the raid and shit. And people were playing that shit. And then it got to the point where it's all right, let's see if we can beat the raid.
Just the events within the game, just the random drops that everybody can just interact with. That's just crazy and blows my mind.
Oh, this only happens this week.
Oh, this just happened this week. Oh, look, it's in this random area. Oh, look at all these random people that I'm just participating in this thing with. This is really interesting and weird. It's I've never experienced anything like that.
Shit from the first Destiny that was the loot cave, and everybody knew about the loot cave because it was some meta shit that was broken in the game, and you just shoot into the cave until all this shit pops out and you get the best shit.
And then they added a thing a while ago with the armor called ornaments that basically help you take less damage from certain hunters, titans, stuff like that. Even added stuff in there to basically help you deal with other raids as well.
And they have full-on expansions like you would see in an MMO.
I would say probably my favorite thing about Destiny, I don't want to call it customization, but I do like the fact that, if you want the cool stuff, you have to earn it. And it's also I don't know. I feel like there's no two hunter alike, no two Titan alike, no two Warlock alike. It's yes, they have commonalities, but it's really easy, just based on your skill level and just what you're willing to put yourself through, you can have a totally different set of things than someone who's played exactly like you. And I just think it's really interesting that when you go into it, there's all these unique weapons that have their own,
quirks. They have quirks.
Yeah, their own strengths and weaknesses. And
quirks.
And, and the weapons themselves become almost famous, and it's like people just refer to them by their name.
The
and
colony.
It's like they're like characters
It's like, wow, the colony.
themselves.
You may hold on to a weapon because of its perk, even though it's not quite as strong as it needs to be. Because it's like, oh, well, I shoot it, but it causes little black holes. And so...
And you can basically fuck up people from like certain areas in the map.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people doing call-outs. It's like, oh, wow, this remind me of like some Halo 3 type shit.
And then not only that, it's like, okay, if you don't even want to play like the missions and replay all the missions, we also got like a solid multiplayer.
Yeah. Competitive.
It's just like multiplayer like we would have had last gen, you know, but now we have something different to add to the table too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have. And like the competitive playlist, they got things like similar like Capture Flag, but you capture zones. Involves like mad teamwork. But most of the time, some people ain't got mics in, so they just hear you shouting through the TV, but they can at least hear you. So it's like, okay, I'm glad you can at least hear me. You know, and then they got things like, what's that game that you was telling me about earlier? If I got it yet, the game that you be playing with the fire, the ice.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Spellbreak?
Spellbreak. Like, you know how games like that, or like you can like talk to people in the game, like give them messages and stuff.
But yeah, we've had that since Halo 3. We've had that since Halo 2.
You're right.
Mics in the game and
I
talking.
mean, mics in the game, yes, but you know sometimes people wouldn't have mics. So people who didn't have mics now, they can at least talk to you in the game, like you want to say like ping,
like a chat.
Yes, like that's what I'm trying to say. So I think that's
which
cool.
is very MMO.
Yes, and I like that.
Like that's World of Warcraft and all that shit.
Yes, but then the crazy part is that game is on a whole different level when you play the game on the PC. It's a whole different level. Like the game is a whole different level when you're playing on PC. Like you got Titans skating across the map, looking like professional ice skaters, moving the fastest motherfucker in the game, just skating on through. It's like, wow, you don't even move like this on PS4 or Xbox. What are you? Are you human? Like what are you?
Well, what would you say would be one of your games, Chris, that you would think would
That's
be
defining.
Yeah,
That
that you
defined the last 7 years of gaming.
The 7 years of gaming. Ooh. I got quite a few. Like, I thought, you know, the latest God of War was pretty cool. Like, it was pretty solid.
That's the next thing on my list.
That was on my list.
That was actually outstanding. And I ain't gonna lie, I actually liked it a lot when he kept saying, "Boy, come here." And it was like, wow. I feel like I'm talking to my child. It was like, wow. Like, I feel like I'm talking to my child. While I'm trying to, like, save wannabe Olympus. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
wannabe.
Okay.
I thought it was like, it's basically, because we haven't seen God of War in a while.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been good in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. It was one of like the coolest shit on the PS2 and all
Yes.
that. But we haven't seen it be cool in a while.
Yeah.
And now this was like a really, like, almost like a perfect reboot.
Yes. Perfect.
Because it like completely changed the way the game, like, and then not to mention that like the whole game, if you don't die in that game, the camera never cuts.
No.
And so it's just a one long take, which is like shit that like movie people
Yes.
go fucking ape shit for, like win
Like-
Oscars for no reason, even if the movie sucks. It's like
1917 did that.
like
recently.
1917, Birdman did that. You know, like they're
Birdman the rapper, Birdman?
no, not Birdman the rapper.
No, the basketball player.
Oh.
Not the basketball player. Either.
I met him, or no, I saw him.
I was like, wow, Birdman did that in the music video? So I got to double check that one.
Stole some shit from Lil Wayne, you know.
Yeah. Get my royalties.
Yeah, God of War was pretty dope. I definitely like the story aspect.
Yes.
I like that it made Kratos more human.
Yes.
Because
For sure.
even when he was human before, it's like he was wilding. And it's
Yeah, he
like,
was. He really was.
It's like, yeah, seeing him as a father was just really cool. That
It
father-son
was.
relationship was pretty dope. And it was just like great. It was like you're just going on adventures with your boy. And it was
And,
Yeah,
and then when
literally.
shit happens to your boy and he's like not with you for a minute, he goes back and takes the fucking blade,
The blade
blades
sword?
of,
Yes.
chaos or whatever, and it's like, oh, you're like, oh, it changed again. It's like, this is
The
dope
old
as
Kratos.
fuck.
This is the old Kratos. It's like, yeah.
So it really like, at that moment it's like, oh, which was really cool, and then it's like, oh wow, and it kind of like it's so juxtaposition of how like you were playing the first few hours of this game that it's like, oh wow, Kratos actually is a person.
Yes.
And he's changed and he's like a dad now.
He has feelings. He has
Yeah.
actual feelings. Like, wow.
And it's not just rage. You saw like, and it's that juxtaposition of like getting those blades, and it's like, oh, this is how the old games were, and it's just like literal fire and chaos. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
literally.
and it actually makes you for a time even forget about that until that sequence happens, and
yeah.
it's like, oh wait, so this is Kratos. It's like,
Yeah,
wait a
he's
minute.
like,
It's like, wait a minute.
You're an OG.
You actually get excited. Another game that actually did something like that, crazily enough, I've been playing the recent Pokemon DLC, and I was getting excited for some like just stupid Pokemon. Like I ran into a Zubat. It's like the first time you ran into a Zubat in all of this new game, and I was just like, whoa!
Yeah.
I got actually excited for a stupid Zubat. It was just really stupid, it was dumb. I was like, oh yeah, Pokemon, duh.
Yeah, like especially like when they like started like revealing the list of the mons that were coming back. I was like, what? My man Garchomp is coming back?
I will say Pokemon dropped the ball, but anyway,
They
so
did a little bit, but
yeah, this was Pokemon. Wasn't it this year?
but it wasn't a bad game from
No.
from many other point of views. It was an overall pretty good game.
But that does lead me into my next game, because a lot of people with Pokemon, they were like, give it the Breath of the Wild treatment,
yes. Oh man,
which would have been,
Outstanding.
which would have been great.
been outstanding.
But to bring my next game up, it's Breath of the Wild,
Breath of the Wild was
That was
amazing.
on my
Because-
list.
I played it.
because it's literally a tentpole, and like I said, Breath of the Wild treatment is now a statement that people make, where it's like, oh, give it the Breath of the Wild treatment, just take this franchise and do this with it, and
Cause they could have did that. They could have did it.
for sure. But like, Breath of the Wild made the world like alive, whereas most games, it's just like since you're the main character, it revolves around you.
Yeah.
I felt
Like
like
there's shit going on.
I felt like
outside of you.
even though you were the main character and there was shit going on like around you, like you're dropped into a world that is full and busy and shit's going on, and you're not necessarily like, if you weren't there, it still feels like like the world would still be happening.
Mhm.
Like Hyrule felt real and like lived in,
Yeah.
and it's like packed full of shit to do, stuff around every corner. Like you fucking pick up a rock, there's a fucking Korok, like giving you some poop,
A game I would say that at least I learned that real life is really hoish.
Okay.
Animal Crossing. Just because
The
you
new
learn,
one?
I wouldn't say it's like truly defining, but I would say like it's defining in a way where people learn like, oh, I have to go through a lot of bullshit to get a house. I have to go through a lot of bullshit just to get a house.
Several days.
Several days grinding.
Unless you do the time change.
Yeah, and then you learn
But
about
that's cheating.
you can basically get a house, but then if you're not not paying to certain clauses and stuff, you can end up paying more money than what you thought you would be paying for a house. If
My
you're not,
question is though, is Animal Crossing a defining moment of gaming for you this last gen?
yeah, I learned you can go through some whole ass shit.
Because I think it's I think it's defining for a lot of people of this year, 2020.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Especially
for sure.
because it came out this year. and
Yeah.
It was just like this
And it came out like right
cultural
when
zeitgeist
Corona.
when everybody was shut down in their homes and they could do shit.
Yeah.
And then everyone was buying the Switches, and
Yeah.
there was no Switches for sale anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which
That was a great game to play during Corona, because
Yeah.
that was like
it's
the
portable.
game that came out.
It's a portable system.
Yeah, it's portable, and you can
Go
can just-
anywhere.
Yeah. The shitty part is you have to wait days.
because
to
that was
do
not on
shit.
my list. Animal Crossing wasn't on my list.
No, it wasn't on mine.
But I understand where you're
definitely wasn't on mine. I feel like Animal Crossing was a case of circumstance. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, people are nostalgic for Animal Crossing, but it's very non-game. It's very reminiscent. In fact, I think the reason why it lost the appeal for me is because, before there were things like phone games and all that, Animal Crossing was pretty unique. And I feel like now, as we've been kind of spoiled
Seems
by the
like a phone
internet
game.
and by smartphone games, it's like it's definitely the format that a lot of phone games use. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's just, everything's moving so fast, and that type of gameplay just seems dated. And it's like,
It's a game to come back to once a day.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Clash of Clans, where it's like, oh,
exactly.
You have
where
to,
it's like you can only do so much per day, and then you can't touch it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there is a time skip glitch, but
but why?
But I want to play the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do all that extra. It's like it's not what they even intended. It's like I want to play the game. It's like, can I play the game, please?
It is to spread this shit out as much as possible. Nobody can beat. There's no beating Animal Crossing, right?
No, it's just like improving.
It's sitting in that world, living in that world, making a village or whatever the hell you want to do.
Making a livelihood. Making a livelihood.
And you're always in debt.
Yes, always in debt.
But I had another game that I think is better than Animal Crossing, but hits those same things. I put Stardew Valley on my list, which I know I don't think y'all played it.
I haven't.
But it's like a little farming sim where you're like in this town and it's literally meant for you to like start like a peaceful life. And it's like, and then you start farming on your farm. You take over your dead grandpa's farm, and then you're like, you can go mining, and then there's like monsters and shit that you have to like fight off, and then like you're fishing, and it's like some basic ass shit, but it's super peaceful. But you can actually do shit in that game. And I felt like it had like the same gameplay loop as Animal Crossing tries to have, but you could play a whole lot of it at one time.
And to kind of jump on what you're talking about, I actually spent more time playing the antithesis of this game, which is Graveyard Keeper. It's the same exact premise. Way more bleak, way more fun. It was just like, okay, I really, it had all those peaceful elements, but you were just doing shiesty stuff. You were operating a church that you had no business operating, taking money from the people in town, cooking dead bodies and selling it. It's like,
but it took a turn.
But it was all the same. It was the same exact gameplay loop. But it was just
low key. That sounds
sinister.
Icy, though.
It was just sinister. You know,
Low-key,
go to a witch burning. You know, there was all sorts of stuff.
Collect blood.
Yeah, collect blood on the low.
Oh,
Make
Stardew,
paper out of skin.
What?
Does Stardew have like a storyline?
Yeah, so there is like somewhat of a storyline. It also has like all the people in the town are like all have their own backstories, and like you can also like get married to basically any of the adults in the town.
Can
Just
you
like
get
Graveyard
divorces
Keeper.
I don't know if you can get divorced.
I like that a lot.
I never got to that point. I
You'll
never
get
got
there.
really unhappy with my virtual husband or whatever.
I would say the next one, maybe for me, would probably be Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I like the story. I like how, like, you know, for the OGs of the people that have been constantly playing the games, they can, you know, set it to where they can play it how it was meant to be played, where, you know, if you die, like, if people on your team die, that's it for them. Like, there's no coming back. It's like, oh, wow. Some real life shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real war. This is a real war. Or you can have it set to where, you know, kind of noob friendly, where, you know, you mess up, they die, and you lose that whole stage. You retry again, and you still keep all your people.
Are you referring to the most recent, or
Yeah, the most
all
recent.
the ones that's come out this gen? Because I would say the
We've had a
last
couple,
two,
yeah.
the last two were pretty amazing.
Yeah, last two.
Especially Awakening, or not Awakening. Awakening. Yeah, Awakening was probably that story was so good. It was just amazing game.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
It really brought Fire Emblem back.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to even lie. Prior to that, I was just kind of like, I played some Fire Emblem games prior to that, but I was never invested. Like, this one had me invested. The story was just so good. Gameplay solid. And it was just like, you really cared for these characters.
Oh, I did.
And then when one of them died, you were devastated because it was like, dang.
That's my dude.
Never
That's
getting
my
him
dude.
back. So I have to now grind out someone else or start a family, and hopefully their offspring is someone cool. I don't know. But
Yeah, and then you would pick up some random person. It's like because somebody else died, and then this random person's like, "Oh, I got a hoe, and I'm level 1, and you can't use me for shit. So good luck. Your dude died, and now you
Carry
got
me.
a fucking farmer to fight for you."
Carry me. Carry me
Yeah.
to the finals. I need you to carry me.
But one thing I liked about Three Houses is that it has similarities to another game on my list, Persona 5. Which
Yeah, how
it
did we
has
forget about that?
very similar aspects in like when you're in town.
Yes.
Right? So like when you're not in the actual gameplay doing like the battles and stuff, you're just like training and like leveling up your people, but also like getting to know your teammates and like having like meetings and like tea parties and shit. But
Coffee
it was like
dates.
Never had a game like that where like relationships. Like I've played games where there's that whole balance between good and evil and maybe some resemblance of a relationship. But I would say that game really like it paid off to build those relationships with the characters in the game. I remember there's a guy. He's like a public speaker. Like I'm trying to run for like mayor or something.
Yeah.
You help him out and now you can sweet talk to demons and shit and just instantly add him to your team just because you took the time to do his little side story. Because you don't have to talk to this man. You don't have to deal with him. But just investing in those small interactions pays off in the long run. And it's like really interesting how it like... I never had a game like... not just like forced me to play its story, but was like encouraging me to like... go
out your way and
go find everything that the game had to offer. It was like really interesting.
In Persona, like I was excited to like go study, which was the weirdest shit. Like it was weird. It was like I was excited to go to like work and like level up certain aspects of my character because it was cool. Like it was fun.
It was
like,
some of the best parts of the game.
It was also
just
like the atmosphere it gave you too when it was doing that stuff. Same with Fire Emblem. Like it was like. You have like an atmosphere and music that was like just go.
Oh man, the music! I could talk about the music forever. The music was amazing.
In Persona 5 is probably some of the best music we've had in a long time.
Not only that, but then also like just the point where like when you get to the classes and they ask you like a question, and then like if you actually got the question right, you see your dude actually level up.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie though, I cheated though. I did Google. I did Google. I was like, I don't know these answers at all. What is this?
All right, Michael, you got an...
Yeah, I actually don't like this one that's on my list. Like, I played the game, but I don't like that it's on my list.
I don't like a lot of games.
I wonder if it's the same game on my list.
Fortnite.
Yep.
I mean,
it was revolutionary.
So, yeah, it was super revolutionary. Like, okay, so you had PUBG, obviously, before that. But this game, this Battle Royale, made a Battle Royale mainstream. And everyone played it.
Call of Duty
everyone
now changed up their stuff.
Like, you talk talk to any kid under the age of 15, and they can do a Fortnite dance at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, stop doing that.
Like, so iconic to the point where it's like, it rivals like Mario and like Minecraft. Like, it's Fortnite, Mario, Minecraft for like these kids. And it's like, that's crazy. Like, that's insane how popular Fortnite is. Like, you can't get away from that
And
shit.
then, like, after Fortnite, there's so many Battle Royales that's come out.
Yeah.
It
made
Battle Royales way cooler.
Way bigger,
yeah.
too, like, as a genre.
And different types of Battle Royales.
Fortnite gets on my nerves.
Like Spellbreak, too.
Mainly because it's not even that it's popular that it gets on my nerves. It's like that wasn't even their intention. It's like no one's even playing their real game that they made. And it's like, whoa, y'all got lucky off of a fluke. It just so happens to be the most popular thing.
Because I signed up for the beta for Fortnite in 2013.
Me too.
Like for PC back when it was like back when it was just like the survival game.
Yeah.
Like I signed up for that and then never played it and I was like, whatever. And then it came out and I was like, yeah, this game isn't it. And then they added the Battle Royale mode, and then everybody and their fucking dog played it.
I started playing it when the Battle Royale came out, and it wasn't popular at that time. And because it was at Season 1, you know how they do seasons. And I was like, man, this game's really good. And then, like, it got really good up until, like, Season 5, and then it started kind of downfall.
But this game's so big now that it's like they're premiering Star Wars trailers.
Yeah, they've got the Avengers on there.
And the Avengers are all in there. And then like Travis Scott has a concert.
That was cool.
And it was
cool. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was dope as
I want to see more of that.
Yeah, like
way up.
But we might actually see more events like that in games because of Fortnite.
I know.
And so like, which is cool. But,
I mean, that's cool.
But that's cool. Like we can
I just
have
don't like Fortnite.
these events that you can participate in. And you can have different, like you can roam around, like that's a concert in especially this year in like a year that we can't have concerts.
Yeah.
And that's like a better concert experience that some people might not.
Travis Scott is
had.
paid.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that out
He
there.
might
He's
as well
paid
been
as
on the
hell.
Little Baby and them. We paid.
Creative director
Really?
for Sony for PlayStation now, and has his own meal at McDonald's and shit.
Oh yeah,
That Travis Scott burger was
Travis
hard.
making money.
You never had the Travis Scott burger.
Plain and dry went hard.
No, you
Plain and
never
dry
had
went
the
hard.
Travis Scott burger.
That's not what that is then.
You changed everything on that order.
It was. They
You didn't have a Sprite.
I bet you didn't. Yeah, you didn't have
I
a
did
Sprite.
get a Sprite.
Dip your shit in
What
barbecue
did I get
sauce?
to drink? What did I get to drink? What did I get to? I had
You
the
got-
barbecue sauce. Well,
Did you dip your fries in barbecue sauce?
yes.
Did you get a
Okay.
Sprite?
And you know they put pills in the burger anyways. So weigh up. You gonna have a good burger. You still had a good
Pills
burger.
in the burger.
You still gonna have a good burger. It was still a Travis Scott burger.
You open it up. Oh, there's Perkies in here.
out like a light. Literally. Out like a light.
Those must be some expensive ass sandwiches then. If they're coming with all that.
They're giving away Percocets for $5.
No, it's legal. It's legal for McDonald's, so it's not expensive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They pushing all that Coke salt on the fries. Come on now. Come on. I'm telling you, that's why those fries are addictive. Coke salt.
Wow,
Nice.
Okay.
we
Nice.
derailed.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, Chris.
Fortnite.
What's your next? Fortnite? What's your next game on here?
I'm gonna have to cut you off, partner. I'm gonna have to say Overwatch. First and foremost, another game where, looked at that game and I was like, this is next gen. This is next. This is next. Like this is what's next.
It took what we've had in the past with what's it called?
MMOs?
No, Team
Fortress.
Team Fortress 2 had that hero-based shooter, objective shooter, and they took it and they added the most iconic characters from this generation. Because you can to the point where Fortnite doesn't have characters, right?
No.
Even Fortnite may be the biggest thing, but it doesn't have characters.
Yeah, it's like you have skins. And it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
have a cool skin.
Yeah, but sometimes that skin is Travis Scott.
Or John Wick. Or something.
John
The
Wick.
John Wick skins go hard though.
And it's
Yeah.
cool, yeah, but they don't have original characters. Like Overwatch has original characters, and all of them are memorable.
And they're all diverse, so you always have your guy. There's always a guy for you. There's a guy or gal,
And if somebody takes your guy, you got another guy or gal.
Yeah, it's like, wow, look at all these guys and gals.
And it's also gotten to the point where it's so big in the esports community. Like I worked in an Overwatch event, and it had 2,000 people sitting in to the point where they were all standing as a crowd, screaming when their team was playing. It was like a sport, it was
Halo,
it was
MLG
straight up.
type style.
It was straight up a sporting event.
Yeah.
2,000 people in a room screaming and losing their fucking little minds, over people playing games, and which is cool. You don't that wasn't a thing 10 years ago, and it might have been, but it was
It was very small.
with MLG, it wasn't as big, right?
No.
I worked an event where literally 2,000 people showed up every day for 3 days for this event to watch their team play. That's crazy. That's the sporting event.
Speaking of which, we ain't even talked about the Big Daddy,
Ghost?
League of Legends. League of Legends basically just started professional gaming. It's like wow. It's like, wow. So y'all just made that a thing. It's like, wow, y'all were just like, hey, you know what? Let's start paying people to get game. And not just pay them, but pay them.
Like NBA type of payments.
You know what? Let's get them coaches. Let's get them training facilities. It's like, whoa. It's like, whoa, what?
Get you a health coach.
Oh, you know what? Let's just start building stadiums to support this. It's like, wow. It's like, wow, crazy. It's
NBA.
crazy.
Selling out entire soccer stadiums for the worlds. Crazy.
Crazy. Literally the biggest game
Ever.
Nice jerseys.
biggest game ever.
Trash jerseys, actually. I don't-
Trash jerseys, trash team logos. But
but they could totally be cool.
they make enough money to be cool. But these some
At least
got
with
budget.
at least
You
with
do
Probably
got
on a
teams
contract or something.
At least
You
with
know,
teams like
some-
100
it's some
Thieves, they're
nerds.
just putting out they're putting
Yeah,
out
it's nerds.
merch.
they only gonna be so cool. You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't have the
100
drip.
threes go
Yeah.
hard. I like 100
Yeah,
threes.
but they don't have trash.
But guess what?
jerseys.
They make more money than I
make
do.
they make they make hoodies and swag and shit.
Yeah. I actually talking about that. I actually like how the guy basically he played Call of Duty on a professional level for years, and then got all his bread. And he's like, you know what? I'm basically gonna start my own company, own organization, and then blew up.
Yeah.
That's
Like
pretty
people
cool.
have
It's
ruined
very
their
cool.
lives playing League of Legends.
People have
I've seen it. We see
putting
it.
them on to League of Legends.
We
Like,
see
League
it.
of
I've seen
Legends
it.
is
I've
crazy.
seen it.
I mean,
Ain't never been the same.
Speaking of Call of Duty, though, it's like, I mean, Warzone, obviously Battle Royale, that's made Call of Duty big again. But like the last good Call of Duty game was like in 2015 with Black Ops 3.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's like that. I think that's a different type of defining because it's like, oh, that's one of the last Call of Duties that was good, and then they started to drop off, and it's like that's defining as in Call of Duty's kind of not as cool anymore.
You say that though, but I have 2 friends at work that are so hyped for Cold War coming out. Like they're hype as hell. Like pre-ordered that shit.
I mean, dude bros are gonna do bro.
The only reason I'd be hyped
Right.
for it is because it's Treyarch, and they apparently are gonna have zombies.
Yeah, they got zombies coming back.
And
Zombies is always gonna
they
get
have
zombies is
campaign
always
story
dope.
coming
I
back.
love
Zombies always been
zombies.
fun. Like
So good.
zombies remind me of
Call of
Horde
Duty-
from Gears of War.
Call of Duty campaigns aren't bad.
No,
They're
they're
good.
not.
They're good
They're fun.
storylines.
I never played this.
They're cinematic.
They're a spectacle.
The new Modern Warfare's storyline's really good actually.
What was that one about?
They're in like some Middle Eastern country.
You know.
Yeah, I'm
In the
sure
Middle
it's a
East.
Michael Bay movie.
It's Modern Warfare, so
Yeah.
you're in the Middle East.
Because sometimes
It's
wasn't
cool,
one of
though.
them,
It's
wasn't
cool.
one of them they was like in Russia or something?
There was
yeah.
ones that they went to space
Probably.
and shit.
That sounds cool. That's a
That was
space
Black
cowboy
Ops,
movie
right?
right there.
I
Black
don't
Ops
know.
1.
Whatever one had Kit Harington in it.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh,
short. What is he about to do?
I think he was just a voice actor.
Oh, I was like, he's
No,
short.
they
as a bee.
like scanned his face in and shit.
Really?
Yeah, he did like mocap.
I was like,
and
he's
shit
too
for that.
short to be shooting any kind
He
of
was like the
guns.
bad guy.
I guess he
He
does
was like
know something.
He was like the main bad guy.
Who is afraid of that short nigga? He can't even hold a gun.
He could hold Longclaw.
I'll say
Barely.
on my
In
list.
the books, actually, it's like he can barely hold
2K.
it when he gets it.
Okay, explain yourself.
All right,
Okay.
what?
Because I'll give you that because I think that's a game.
Do you think that's the pinnacle of sports games?
Yes.
Oh, I
would-
think it's
I'd-
the biggest
I'd give-
sports game.
I'd give him that.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest.
Yeah,
sports
Madden died a long time ago.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Though Madden still has esports tournaments too.
Yeah, well, man, it's shit.
And, I mean, FIFA's cool too. FIFA's cool.
I mean,
I love
you
FIFA.
know,
FIFA's cool.
I love it.
that's a sport of the world.
But
you know
but
what
the
I'm saying?
fact. But
Yeah,
the
it's the
fact,
sport of the world. It's not the game sport of the
But
world.
the fact that
It might
like
be.
now like.
It probably is.
On these latest
Maybe.
consoles, you know how they introduce face scan.
We're American.
That's-
You can
that's
actually
cool.
get your actual face on your digital
yeah, you have
basketball
your
player,
2K app that you
make
can
him
do
look
that.
like you. And now in the PS5 and the new Xbox, I'm gonna see real sweat on my digital face.
And you're gonna pay $70
That's
for that
fine.
experience.
But that's not this
And then you're
gen.
gonna
We're talking
pay-
about this
And then you're
gen.
gonna pay an extra $20 to not play the game.
And then next year you're gonna
And
do the
then-
same exact thing.
That's fine. Cause I'm sweating. I'm having real sweat on my HD TV. I'm shooting from the logo.
I'll admit though, the next gen 2K actually looks like
Oh,
it looks good.
Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, sports games and racing games are hardware pushers.
Yes.
They're the ones that they
Push the
make look
console.
pretty. They don't push the console, I wouldn't say.
No.
I just think they show off what the console can
Can
do.
do. Yeah. Yeah. That's
So-
what I said.
The last few years with the Xbox One, they kind of they couldn't really do much more because it's on Xbox One.
Right.
But next gen, like the graphics look
It's
way better.
It is a leap.
Like when I saw when they revealed the trailer for it for Xbox One and stuff.
I was like, wow, that looks good.
I was like, wow. I was
The-
like,
the
I
game
thought
that-
I
And I
had
saw
a
all the
Gatorade
comments. I
commercial.
saw all in the comments on Twitter because usually the next 2K comes out, it's the same game. It's trash. Everyone was like, "This actually looks kind of good."
Where's the ankle breaker badge? Why does it not work? Why does it not work?
The game that I felt about that
This is-
towards in
it's
the
the play
next
style.
gen
It's-
is
that's what's
that
bad
Ratchet
about
and
it.
Clank. I was like, whoa, this
Oh,
is next
yeah.
gen. I was like,
Yeah,
I was
when
like,
we
look,
saw,
I was like,
when
look
we
at
saw
this.
the trailer for Ratchet and
I was
Clank
like,
for
look
the
at
first time, I was
that.
like, look at those reflections.
And,
It's like,
and I'm not even a Ratchet and Clank hater. Not that I've just been playing Ratchet and Clank,
I haven't
but
played much, but I played
but
one.
that was just looking like there was nothing looking better than that. And I was like, whoa. I was
Yeah,
like,
when I
was like,
picked
there's
up a
nothing.
PlayStation,
This is pinnacle of gaming.
I'm gonna pick up Ratchet and Clank with it because that's gonna be one of the fun ones.
That game
It's gonna be
looks
some fun,
too
dumb
amazing.
fun.
I've never seen a game look that good ever in my life.
Yeah.
Another game that looks good that's also on my list, and it has like one of the greatest storylines I've ever played is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my
I was gonna bring up
God,
Red
yes.
Dead. Red Dead was crazy.
Such a good game.
My steed.
So much to
You
do.
can customize your horse, get a new horse.
So many things
So
to do in that game.
Grow out a beard.
There's a lot.
Grow
yeah,
out a beard.
and you can like put mutton chops on
Yes.
there.
Shoot you
or
at
whatever,
O'Driscoll.
Whatever.
Shoot you at O'Driscoll.
Yeah. You can find those ghost trains, and there's like
Yes.
secret Easter eggs.
Like
Oh,
it's
man.
like
It's a good like that's
Killer
a
Klansman.
really good
It's so
Rockstar
much,
game.
it's so
That's
much
probably
fun
that's
stuff
probably
you
one of
can
the
do.
best Rockstar
it's
games.
like 1800 Grand Theft Auto, but on horses. Let's go. Let's go.
1 horsepower,
Yes.
which is great.
The
It's
5
like,
horsemen. Let's go.
That's
The
all I
5 horsemen.
needed.
Let's go.
That's all I needed.
I'm pretty sure a horse is actually more than 1 horsepower.
I mean, shit.
Well,
it doesn't make a difference when I'm dragging.
I know
my
it doesn't make
lasso
sense,
off
but
my
that's how
horse.
they measure it.
Like
I don't
literally,
understand.
Like name my horse Seabiscuit. Cause I was like, yo, we're gonna conquer.
Seabiscuit.
We're gonna conquer this. We're going to conquer this.
Is that from Parks and Rec?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire played.
No.
that movie.
Seabiscuit's like the old racing horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
never
Okay.
seen
Oh,
the
yeah,
movie?
my bad.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
I was
after
thinking
you-
of the Parks
Little
and Rec.
Sebastian.
Little Sebastian with the big ass boner.
I was like, I'll never get the day when I saw that movie in theater. I was like, wow, Tobey Maguire, you went from Spider-Man to Seabiscuit. You're doing it. You have a career.
Oh,
You're
and
doing
he
it.
was in The Great
You're doing
Gatsby
it.
too. That was a
Yeah,
good movie.
like he's icy. I was like,
That
wow.
movie was cool.
Yeah, Red Dead looked amazing.
Yes.
Red Dead was fun,
I-
and I just like the fact that you like walk into the
And it-
store.
and it had the
oh,
best
anything
int-
I look at, I could just purchase. I could just purchase it.
It had
just
the
like
best
I'm really in the
intro
store.
ever because it's like, okay, you're in the mountains, you're kind of stuck. Then you got to go find John Marston, who's the main character in the last one, and you realize
His
how
silly
he
ass.
got his face all torn up.
He's after you.
Yeah, and then there's the
After you.
epilogue where you're playing John Marston after Arthur Morgan's dead,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh my God, he's going into New Austin New Austin, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're kind of figuring out how he's
Doing it.
in there, and it's like it leaves off on where you could start on first Red Dead.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It was just great experience overall. It was just
I
like
love
crazy.
the game.
It was just so
Great
so
storyline.
neat.
And then you can also change how the game would end too. It's like because you have your morale or what is it?
Morality meter or whatever.
Shit, I've just played poker.
It's
in
whether
that
you're
bitch.
good or bad.
Play with
Yeah,
some
It's
cards.
like
I'd be walling.
because you can do
I'd
good
be walling
gestures
in
for
bars.
people, or you could just fuck them over and steal their money or kill them
I was
or
a
whatever.
villain. I ain't gonna lie. I was a villain. I was trying to take all.
No, I was a good guy. I was like in the middle most of the way, and then once the game was actually kind of ending, so I was like, all right, I'll be a good guy.
I'm gonna be a good guy just to have the good ending.
Yeah, and
No.
then he died on a good ending, but the bad ending is fucking terrible.
See, and that's when you make a separate save so you can just be a bad guy too.
Dude, the bad ending, he ends up getting shot in the head and dies.
Oh,
but the good,
fuck.
yes, like because he
It was
gets
terrible,
he
but
gets
I ain't gonna
turned
lie.
on. He gets turned on by Micah, which is one of the he's one of the guys where he's like, oh, he's a part of the gang, and then he's with what's his name? I forgot. I got a plan. I forgot
Yeah,
his name.
stupid ass. I hate him. He's the worst.
Because my morale was like red, which was like pretty much evil.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I got shot in the head. Charge it to the game. Fuck it. I went out like a G.
Like
I went out like a G.
because Micah ends up just shooting him in the
Yeah.
head.
You get betrayed. It's like
And
wow.
it's because also the scenes are way different because if you're a bad guy, the scene's like super dark and it's kind of like foggy and like the sun's kind of down. But if you're the good guy, you die because of your lungs because you're like dying with
Yeah.
whatever it's called. I forgot. And,
plus they had a
you're
lot of
looking
chewing
off into the
tobacco.
sunset and you pass away that way. It's like, oh my god.
Peaceful death
That's
for a
amazing.
hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Peaceful death.
It's great.
I was
love
like,
it.
if you're a villain, yeah,
I love it.
Amazing game.
And
you're gonna die like Scar.
the scenery looks amazing. The mountains, the water.
The water looked
looks good.
nice.
Water looked really.
And then
good.
the horse just galloping in the wind with the.
Oh yeah, and then
hair.
the
Yeah.
mud, and then the first town, Valentine. It's like, oh my god, this looks like a real Western type of town.
And it felt like it.
Yeah.
It did.
Shit, the scene where you get fucking drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
That
god.
scene was hilarious.
Lele, where are you?
He just wobbling around.
and then he's like
yeah.
pissed. You wake
Going out
up.
back pissing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you like wake up in a pig pen or something.
Yes.
this is
That's what
crazy.
they did in the 1800s.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
It's like that's dope. And then like the first like mission, or not like the first mission after you're out of the snow, you get like thrown out of the bar, out of the window.
This is
It's like,
crazy.
oh my god, this is how it
So
starts
great.
off. It's great.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. One of my favorites.
Oh, that game was so much fun.
In a similar vein, I think Uncharted 4. I don't know if y'all played it.
I played most of it.
Yeah. So Uncharted 4, just big set pieces. It's less so like an open world like Red Dead, but it is. It feels like there is a world. It's crazy, just giant set pieces where you're just like, all right, we're gonna go climb this big ass thing, and then I'm gonna swing on this fucking rock, and it's just plain fun. But it's also like some of the most attention to detail I've ever seen in a game, to the point where it's like you can go into photo. It was one of the first games that had photo mode on the PlayStation 4, and then every other game copied after.
Photo mode, as in like you can take pictures.
You can like click the sticks in, and it takes the photo out, or what? And you can like change the camera and like take pictures in the game.
Like GTA 5 did that.
Like even more so because it freezes the game around you.
Oh, okay.
And so you can like take pictures of like set pieces.
Oh, okay.
And
that's cool.
There were games that had that, but it was a very PlayStation thing to have that. But the detail, it's like if the sun shone through your ear, it would actually look like where it was like kind of red, and you had like a subdermal like scatter, like light scatter and shit. It's like the most detailed shit. I like showed a picture of when they were right before that game came out. I showed a picture of that to our dad, and I was like, "This is a video game." He was like, "What?" And it like because it was just this face scan, and it just looked like a person. It was crazy.
People thought that was a movie for a while.
Yeah, and now they're making a movie out of it.
It's probably not going to be good.
Listen, I'm gonna watch it because it has a cute boy in it.
I just hope it doesn't.
Who?
Tom Holland.
I might watch it.
You gonna watch it.
I changed my mind.
You gonna watch it. I would say next for me would be Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima?
Yes, you know what I mean.
Suzushi.
Yes, like being an epic samurai. Oh, we can make you black and gray with the actual graphics, looking like the old school samurai movies. You get a flute. You can play your flute while you just slayed your villain. You slayed them. You slayed them. Cut the head off, and you slayed them. And you start just walking slowly, playing the flute. Like yes.
Sounds like
Legend
of Zelda.
I would say my favorite thing about that game is the exploration.
Yes.
There's so many like just subtle cues and things in the world that just catch your eye, and I'll start a mission, and it's like probably in the next city over. I get distracted by a bird, or I get distracted by a fox, or oh look, there's some smoke over there. Oh, where's this water going? Oh, what is that shiny thing? What is that? Before you know it, I'm all the way on the opposite side of the map, haven't done the mission. I'm just exploring.
That's the same thing
and
with Red Dead
so
too.
lost in that game, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, how did I end up?
Where
way
am
over
I?
Here?
There's a lot going on.
It was just like always something to find,
Same thing
some
with, like,
side
Breath of the
stuff
Wild.
going on.
Yeah.
I also like the combat. The combat system's cool. It's like, oh man, switching stances to fight certain type of weapon types, and having all these tools and just different ways that you can approach situations is just like really cool. And you don't have to play the game in any particular way.
No.
And it's just like, just do what feels right and do what you want to do, and it's just
and then
awesome.
Not to
the
mention
story.
Yeah, and the story's fun.
Yes.
But like, not to mention also, there's just no HUD in that game,
Yes.
and so it's just pretty. It's just pretty. It's like every frame of that game while you're playing could be made into a painting and be cool.
Mm-hmm. And then like I ain't gonna lie, I got a little emotional because I was like, dang, I might have to kill my uncle because he tried to kill me. And then I because you actually get a choice. Like you can spare his life, or he's like, no, kill me, I deserve it. I'm like, all right, you did try to kill me. Well, cut your head off. I'm sorry.
Like Japanese developers got jealous because this was made by an American company, and we're like, damn it, why didn't we do that?
Because it was just so good. And then everyone in the city's like, oh, he's the ghost, he's the legend. Don't mess with him.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see more like ghosts and stuff. And they also put out, it's like, oh, okay, you guys all like this game. Everybody's kind of done with this game. Oh, here you go. Here's an entire Destiny style like online like play together with your friends. Do all this shit. It's like with like tier like loot and shit.
Yes.
It's like damn.
In tears. It was like, oh wow. Like, oh wow. That's great.
Again, coming back to that Destiny shit, where it's like Yeah, now that's
thing.
becoming a thing in every game.
It's a thing.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not.
That gives life to a game. For like, there's no reason that they should have put that in the game.
Because they even said, they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to hold y'all down.
Yeah.
Here's some free stuff. Look at it. Play it. Enjoy it. It's fire.
Because that game totally could have just been a $60 single player game,
Story,
and everybody would have been happy with it. And then they put on top of that, they put this multiplayer.
Yeah, can you say fan service? It's like, yeah, that's
free,
what I want.
yeah,
free
fan service.
Fan service.
Give me that.
Put a raid in, you know.
I
crazy.
invested in you, so invest in me. It's like I did it.
They didn't even ask for this. They didn't even ask
Speaking
for this.
of investing in your fans, we're skipping over Smash Bros.
I'm about to say that.
It's on my list.
Are we gonna act like Smash Bros doesn't exist?
You mean the most hype game experience of all time?
Oh, you mean like the best gaming experience of all time? Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to play that after?
Yeah, let's
absolutely.
play that.
Yeah,
Let's play that.
yeah. It's my addiction, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a slave to
Like
Smash.
just the feeling of like playing characters like you grew up with. It's like, oh wow, Diddy Kong's in here, Pikachu's in here,
And
icons.
like watching the trailer for it when it dropped.
Wii Fit Trainer?
It was like
Wii Fit.
like the Everybody Is
Steve.
Here trailer. Yeah, Steve is Minecraft is in this shit now. Like, but watching that the trailer, the Everybody Is Here, it's like, oh fuck! It like just like I was like, oh my god!
Yeah,
Because they had everyone from the past games.
It's like, oh shit, Snake's back! Oh fuck!
Because I remember like when people get so hyped, they're like when like the character trailer dropped, they're like, who's the character? And then some people they're hoping for their character to come back in the game, and they see that character, they're like, "Oh my god, he's back! I'm playing the game. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna own all y'all. I'm gonna own your soul." It's like yeah. You're back. Welcome.
I could watch reaction videos to people watching like the trailers for Smash Bros. all day long.
That's the same thing with the Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel after, and it's because they're like. Because you see that
you see the recognition in people's eyes.
It's like, oh my god, and they're like, wait, this isn't an add-on. This is a completely separate game.
Yeah, like that's like when Banjo got put in. It's like people lost their damn minds.
Lost their
because
minds.
that like he belonged here. And
Did
it's
y'all
like,
see
you're
Dark Oak's
home.
eyes? That shit was hilarious. That's what everybody else was looking like. It was like, oh man.
Like I'll never forget that. It was like Joker. Everyone was like, what?
That
Persona.
That was crazy because it was at the Game Awards, and it's like, oh, I guess Persona's gonna be on Switch. Oh, I remember we were all watching that, and I was like downstairs watching it, and because we were moving from upstairs to downstairs. We're like, I got downstairs first, and I'm like freaking out because like the TV's like 2 seconds ahead of the other guys, and then I hear a roar from upstairs, and like, ah!
So they heard your roar before.
Yeah, and they're like, what happened?
That was a great day.
It's like that was memorable as fuck, and like we went, like that game had just came out, and we were all hype as hell for it. It was fun as hell. And that game, we're still playing that game 2 years out.
It's the game I put the most time into.
I've played that game since I was literally like 10 years old.
Yes. Like the funny part is like I didn't even know like really Smash existed till I met Ryan really because he introduced me to Midlake. He's like, bro, you ready to play a fun game? I was like,
hey bro, do you want some crack?
he's like, you want to play this game? I was like, what game is this? He's like, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, bro. Just turn it on. I turned it on. I was like, what is this? Nintendo characters fighting.
It's just crack.
I was like, this ain't Marvel. What is this?
Speaking of,
You mean Link
Yes.
can fight Mario?
Yes. Like, what? Is that Ganondorf?
And if
Like, wow.
that
I was like,
doesn't
wow.
make you hype by itself, oh, okay, here's 80 fucking characters, and like this is just the pinnacle of Smash.
Yes.
We're just at the
Yes.
best experience that you could have in Smash Bros. Right now.
Yes. And then like when Brawl came out,
Do you
I was
want
like,
1,000 songs? You want 1,000 songs? We'll give them to you.
do you want to smash your bros?
You want you want 100
Yes.
stages? Cool. You want we're gonna, you know what? Fuck the first DLC pass. Here's a second one. Here's 6 more characters. Like,
And here's some crack.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna play this forever. You're gonna play this until the next one comes out. You know what I'm saying?
oh, don't worry.
When would
We're,
that be,
we're,
though?
we're gonna give y'all patches.
Who knows?
We're gonna give y'all patches. We're gonna improve some characters. We're gonna downgrade some.
And I don't
characters.
even need a new I don't even need a new game. I don't need another game for 10
Just-
years because
just
I'll
keep-
just play this one for the next 10 years and have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, it's crazy how, like, because, back in the day, we didn't have patches.
Yeah.
Like,
And
like,
we were still playing.
Yeah.
When Brawl came out, I was still playing Brawl until the fucking Wii U came.
I'll never get that Wii U came out. I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah, I was
looks
like,
so
this
pretty.
is the only thing I'm buying this for.
Yeah.
And then guess what? It was the only thing I bought.
That was the only thing I played on the Wii U. That was the only thing I played. 'Cause I remember in the day, like, my mom was like, you gonna really buy the Wii U just for one game? I was like, do you not know me?
Smash is worth it.
I was like, do you not know me? This is what I do for Nintendo systems.
Like, the Switch is straight up worth buying. If only Breath of the Wild and Smash Bros. Was on there, it'd be worth buying.
Yeah,
And then-
I know I'd be good.
Oh yeah, but I mean, also granted, people was like, oh yeah, the new Pokemon guy, get that on there because those are the three main games that Nintendo always made their money on.
Speaking of Pokemon Go made people go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Made
Yeah,
people go
we gotta
outside,
talk
lose
about
weight,
Pokemon
lose weight. People
You made
becoming
gamers
friendly.
lose weight.
I looked up.
People becoming
I
friendly.
looked up like the decade of like games and like the biggest games of the decade, and Pokemon Go was like in the top 10.
Yeah.
It made people go
And
outside.
it was
Go
like
outside.
only
It made
mobile
people go
games.
outside.
Yeah.
Go walk.
Name
Go
a
be
Made
active.
gamers lose weight.
Yes.
Name a game that made anyone go outside.
Name a game
Yes.
that a presidential candidate has used in a speech. You know what I'm saying?
Pokemon Gold to the polls.
Yeah. and it was cringy as fuck, but it was like that's like
Hated that.
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah,
But
that was
it's pander. But like to the point where it's like that consumed an entire summer.
I remember going outside,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Wow, there's a lot of people outside. Where do these people come from?"
And then all the
We would
Yeah.
go to these. We would go to these.
meetups.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go meetups.
Well, we'd go to those trainer
Pokestops.
thing- the Pokestops.
Stops, yeah.
And there's like 20 people there.
Yeah,
I
they're
went to
sitting
a
there.
park one time. There was so many nerds, and I was like, I don't think I belong here.
And not only that,
I
like,
was like,
then-
maybe I do.
and then not only that, people started like later on becoming real slick with it. Instead of walking, I'm gonna drive, but real slowly.
Yeah, like, oh, I figured it out. If you go under 15 miles an hour, you're good.
I can hash all these eggs in a day.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just drive by all these stops. You're like, got it. We would do that all the time, me and my friends.
We'd just be
go downtown.
Outside, it was like, "Wow."
Be outside.
I remember the day that came out. We had like me and my roommates had all downloaded obviously, and then we went walking, and there were a fuck ton of people at the park, and somebody came up to us and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" Like they were confused. They were like, "Why are there so many people?"
That would be
outside?"
weird if you didn't know.
Yeah, and like they just had no idea.
Oh
and we're
my
all like,
God,
on
I
our
bet it was
phones
like
and
the
walking around.
happening if you
And
didn't
they
know.
were like, and they were like so confused, and I was like, I
The
literally
nerds
like,
have taken over.
I like showed them my phone. And I was like, "No, it's
What's
a Pokemon
happening?
game." And like,
What's happening?
We're catching. They're
Why
like,
is there so many people?
and they're like, "You're catching Pokemon?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're like you can see." And I was like, I pulled it up. And I was like, "Oh, here's one right here." And like I showed it. And they're like, "That's fucking cool." And it's like they obviously didn't, like they weren't Pokemon players, they weren't gamers, but like
Yeah.
they're like, "That's cool."
Because it's the fact of it's like, oh wow. Just like in Pokemon, you go outside, you go catch them.
I can't get my mom to play a video game, and she downloaded Pokemon Go.
Did you really?
Yeah, we went on walks, and she like pulled it out.
That's cool.
I was like, "What?" Like I can't get my mom to play anything.
Yeah, I tried to get her to play Call of Duty one time. She kept looking at the ground or the sky. I'm like, Mom, you gotta.
There's two sticks,
two
okay,
sticks. She's like,
never mind.
there's too many controls.
Shit, y'all's mom did better than mine. My mom said, nah, I'm not playing that bullshit. I'm staying inside, Chris.
You got a real one.
Stay inside, Chris. I'm about to watch the soaps. Bye. I'm like, all right.
I mean, another game where it's like, you talked about, we're still playing 2 years after, and this game came out in 2013. People still play it. It's still like one of the most popular games. You already know.
Because they keep adding more stuff. Like
GTA
now,
5.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's like they keep adding on. It's like, oh my god, I still have shit to do.
See, and the crazy thing is that came out on the 360, had an entire other life on this console. Now it's also coming out on the next console.
Yeah. And like that's a game right there. If you can last that long with one game on a console game at that too.
I'm not gonna lie, I was bored of it
I was.
before the
I still
next
play it
console
sometimes.
came out.
I play
But
it every now and then.
I also know,
me
like,
too. I'll just
like,
get a kick on it.
my buddy Casey, our friend Casey, he bought that game like 3 times over
Yeah, well, that's Casey. Casey be doing that. Casey be doing that.
because we played it on the 360, and then We both got the Xbox One when it came out.
There's nothing wrong with a good
Played it on the
sandbox
Xbox
game.
One?
Sometimes you just want to play in this. Oh shit! Sometimes you just want to play in the sand. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, like the game was pretty cool because then they made it to where you can play online with your friends, and then like I'll never forget that I first played that game online. As soon as I got online, I got shot. I got shot. I was like, whoa, what is this?
You want to hear my experience of playing that game first day that online came out? You got kicked.
Yeah, got kicked, getting robbed.
Oh my god, because
get robbed.
Because the game came out. Game came out. It's like, oh, story mode only right now, and then online came out 2 weeks later, and it's like I can't get into a lobby. Because there was that game was
those
so
servers
big.
Were on fire.
That game was so big that no one could get into a lobby, and then I got in, and I got kicked.
Same with like Pokemon Go though.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't play. Like it was hard to get into those servers sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's how you know a game is huge.
Yeah. When you can't play it.
I remember most of the time, like sometimes I wouldn't be playing the main story. Sometimes I end up doing stupid stuff on there, and then I just end up going to the strip club.
GTA 5 made the most amount of money
unicorn or whatever.
in one weekend than any other thing ever. It made the most amount of money in one weekend. It made over $1 billion in 3 days.
What's crazy is the sucky part about that game is they didn't do heist till like years later, and then they did heist and everyone started playing it again. It's because they just put out new stuff that is really cool.
Again, that games as a service, right? Like I was talking.
Because I spend my money on you, so you know.
Yeah, it's like new DLC every year.
Yeah, it's like give me some stuff to keep playing the game to let me to show y'all that
and then
I like y'all stuff.
You can own your own company, like your own warehouses, like ship stuff, have people ship stuff for you. You have your own, like you could get players like your friends to join your company, and then they get a profit off of what you make, and it's really cool. And like there's so many places you can own and so many different heists you can do now. It's crazy.
Sound like Queen of the South. Y'all know Queen of the South?
No.
Y'all
I mean, yes, but
you get my point though, right?
I don't. But anyway,
she go hard. I forgot her name. She goes hard though.
You know, the past couple of years have been really big on for indie games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
there's been a ton of indie games that's come out that have been like
fire.
Yeah, basically.
Fire.
That's what I was
like El Fuego. Like imagine El Fuego in the kitchen, like that type of fire. That's fire.
Like, so my favorite this gen has been Celeste. It's like, it's like shows that simplicity doesn't necessarily mean easy. Because it's like there's only like two things you can do in that game. You can jump and you can dash, and that's the whole game. But then it's like hard as fuck, and it's like, okay, this is fun as hell, and like I just got addicted to that game. Like I just beat that game in like 3 days, and I beat that game 3 times over.
Sound like me on Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man was a great.
The newer one.
Spider-Man
was amazing. Like, oh my god.
PS4,
like I ain't gonna lie, I teared up a little bit. I was like, oh man, the doc.
See, I didn't, but
wow.
But
I'm
it
sorry,
was a fun
No
game. But my problem with Spider-Man is that when I played it, beat that game in 3 days, never touched it again.
I kept playing it because of the DLC. Because I did get when I got it, I managed to get the DLC expansion passes and stuff. So I kept playing it. I was like, wow, the story continues. And it was
I just never had any urge to go back to it.
I did. I liked it. I just like the part to swing around.
That's what I was just about to say.
Swinging
I would
around.
say swinging around alone is just really fun in that game.
Yeah, they made traversal fun.
Yes.
Which
like
is
I would
great in
personally,
any game.
I would personally like, go to the highest tower. I'm sorry.
That's what reminded me of Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was fun as hell.
Yes.
Get around.
Oh my god. I remember just trying to get on the highest tower and just fall. Just fall. And I'll wait till the very last minute and be like, oh, time to web swing.
Guess something you want to tell us? You just want to fall?
No, I like heights.
Are you okay?
Right now I am, but
We'll
when I get that thought, I'll give y'all a talk.
Yeah, just call me whenever.
I'll give y'all that talk.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I really want to play Smash.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's been about an hour.
Really? I've been having fun.
I got one more game.
Okay.
It didn't come out in this decade, but it's still huge, which is Minecraft, obviously. Everyone still plays it.
Yeah, I'll give you
Minecraft
that.
is wild.
And it's same with GTA. It updates all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Constantly new.
And
Like,
it's
when we're talking about Sandbox.
there's a new Nether
that's-
now where it's like there's like 3 different biomes. Or there's more than 3 actually. It's like a shit ton of biomes.
Yeah, they just it's like a whole new game now.
And it really is a whole new game. If you go into the Nether, there's like new shit. There's things stronger than Diamond, the Netherite.
Yeah, like they really added in-game shit.
And then they also have dungeons too, which is a whole separate game from Minecraft, which is great.
Crazy enough, I never played that game.
You never played Minecraft?
I only played that one day when you said, "Hey, let's play it." That's the only time I ever played it.
That wasn't Minecraft. That was Minecraft Dungeons.
Either way, I never played Minecraft.
You
Yeah,
never played
you-
Minecraft. You have avoided.
You actually mixed up dungeons with
You have a
actual
child
Minecraft?
and you've never played Minecraft?
Never.
Man, dude, get your kid Minecraft.
Oh, he enjoys it. I got him that. I got him that for the Switch, and I was like, "Here,
Play it with him.
I'm good.
You would enjoy it.
I'm good. I'm good."
I started
Play
playing.
games with your kid.
I play games. No, I play
started-
games with
I
him because
started
like,
playing Minecraft when I was
'Cause
11, 12.
because I remember like,
That's how old that game
because I remember like when he was like very young, he was like you know, Justin like walking, and he was like saw the controller plugged in, and like he was trying to talk. He's like, but he couldn't say nothing. But he just kept pointing at it. And I looked, and I was like, "What are you pointing at?"
Wait, what are we talking about?
My son learned how to play a game.
Oh.
And so, like, he picked up the controller. He's like, I was like, okay, yeah, we can play. You know, at the time, he's like 1.5. I was like, I don't know how you're going to do this, but sure. I ain't got no problem. Let's do this. Like, I want to see this. I want to see this. I want to see you become a prophet. Let's do
You
this.
should have recorded that.
Like-
that would have
like-
been a viral video.
Like, let's do this. So, I was like, I actually, like, I remember I got off my couch. I sat down with him on the floor. I was like, here, sit on my lap. So, I'm trying to, like, help him, like, move the sticks around and play the game. Next thing you know, he was, like, actually, like, moving it. I was like, wow. Now I looked at him. I was like, are you comprehending what's going on the screen? And he just looked at me. He just looked at me. He's like, yeah. And then now, he's, like, of course he's talking now and stuff like that. But it's like now, like, oh, Dad, you want to play Dragon Ball Z Fighters? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like,
Another great game.
I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, let's play it. Every time I see him, can we rewatch the Cell Saga? I'm like, I don't want to rewatch it, but I'll rewatch it with you. Sure.
What are you talking about? Cell Saga was cool.
No, I watched it with him at least 2,000 times.
Do you know how hard you have to...
2,000 times.
Do you
'Cause
know-
he loves Cell.
That makes sense.
He loves Cell.
Yeah,
He
Cell
loves
was
Cell.
hard.
Cell went hard. Cell went hard.
He was standing outside waiting on niggas to beat their
Waiting
ass.
for the fade.
He was
Waiting for the
like,
fade.
just
Wait-
come over here. I built the stadium so I can whoop your ass. It's like, it was crazy. It was like, whoa, you're wild. You're strong than a bitch if you're doing all that.
Because, like, and then, like, he constantly, like, tell me, he's like, oh, cause when I called him the other day, I was like, hey, My Hero's, like, on a pause right now or whatever. He's like, yeah, I know. But did you read the latest chapter? I'm like, you're reading the chapters now? He's like, yeah, you put me on that. I'm like,
Your kid's cool.
I'm like, oh my god. I was like, you're literally like me, but you're young. I was like, yes. I was like, let's go. I was like, let's go. I was like, what can you not do?
You picked him up and just shook him. I love you.
I was like, let's go. I was like, and I asked him, I was like, are you gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah. I was like, yo, when your mom go to sleep, here's the password. Go on
Crunchyroll account.
Go on Crunchyroll. You got this. Let's go.
What do you think would be like the next game of the decade? This next decade? Like,
I think it's
GTA
gonna be an
6 will
original-
come out in the next
I think it's
decade.
going to be an original game. I think it's going to be something that
You
we've
think
never
Cyberpunk
seen.
would be up there?
Cyberpunk is going to be on the same
Whenever
level
it comes out, maybe when I'm 50.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is going to
It
be...
may not be on the same level because multiplayer is not going to be a thing right now, but it will happen. It will totally happen.
Because GTA 6 will probably come out in like what, 2024, 2025 maybe? Maybe.
You know
what I
a
mean?
game I would like them to come out with? A game where I become a president. And
They
I
got
try
that.
They have that.
What game is that?
The
Constitution.
4 or whatever.
No,
United
I want
States
to be
of
a
America.
president of a country.
You're the president. You're the president in that game.
Play Civilization.
Yeah,
How
play
does
Civ.
it look?
Huh?
You control the entire
You
country.
control your country.
Is it on the
Yeah.
phone or is it on
No,
the
You
console?
can get
It's
it
a
on the
game.
phone, I think.
Pick Gandhi.
Can
But
you?
anyway.
Yeah, Gandhi's evil as fuck.
Nah, he good.
Aggie as hell.
He just hard to
Oh,
the
it's
bit.
almost like real life.
But with that being said, I think this
Yeah,
concludes
we've exhausted
this
my
this
list.
talk.
Does anybody else have any?
I don't. I put.
I mean, I'm sure we
down-
missed some great
I
ones.
put down a scary one just because I just wanted to put down a scary one, which is Outlast.
Okay.
I
That
like
game's
Outlast
scary.
a lot.
That game is scary.
That
It
game
was
is
like,
scary.
whoa.
I really liked it.
And I like to be asleep.
Very cool.
I like to go to sleep and be at peace, so I don't really
I
try to
put
do scary
Fallout
things.
4 on there, The Witcher 3.
Oh, there was another game on my list.
The Witcher.
Witcher.
Yes.
Yeah, that's worth talking about.
There's
but I didn't
crones
play
on there that hate them.
it. I also had Doom
The Baron's
on my
Mic.
list.
Had Battlefield 1
Doom
on there.
2016. I thought that was like a real good reboot of that franchise. It was real fast paced. They had an arcade mode that was just fun as hell. I replayed it a bunch of times because of the arcade mode.
Hearthstone, Hearthstone's cool, bitch. Not even gonna
Hearthstone
lie.
just continuing to
So let's get
pump
some
out
card
stuff.
games out here. Yeah.
But again,
Card
it's
games.
like, when did Hearthstone come out?
Hearthstone was cool.
But it's just been it's still in.
That reminds me of the part, since we're talking about Hearthstone, that reminds me of the part, when America, did the +4 Uno draw on the ballots.
You want to explain
And-
yourself?
That concludes our, it's over now. Bye.